My family came here in 1904. We've been ranching here ever since. Every day I look out and I see the same view that my great-grandparents saw. And I just absolutely love that. It's an awesome feeling to live here. I keep hearing about these feral swine up in Canada, and now it's become a real detriment to agriculture, to city parks, to recreation areas. And I would hate to see that come to Montana.
I grew up here in western Montana and spent my time as a kid outdoors. What we have here is special. The wildlife diversity that we have is pretty unparalleled. The proximity of those feral swine to us here in Montana should be very alarming for those of us that enjoy seeing the diversity of animals and the healthy ecosystems that we do have.
Our ranch is really close to the Canadian border, which really concerns me because the wild pigs in Alberta and Saskatchewan have been seen 10 to 20 miles from the border. All that separates Montana from Canada is a barbed wire fence. They eat everything, so anything on the ground, whether it's a baby fawn, ducks, geese, killdeer, pheasants, that pig will eat it. We would have to watch more close during calving. Pigs are a predator. They're going to eat whatever they can catch.
The experiences that people want to have in Montana, seeing elk, mule deer, what we'll begin to see is a landscape that is void of those animals. The idea of losing something like that, it's losing a part of who we are as Montanans.
There is prime habitat for wild pigs all over. Here along the Canadian border is mostly ranches for cattle and sheep and crops. It's a perfect place for pigs to find food. We'd have to check our haystacks. Those pigs could burrow in there. They ruin the hay. They could transmit diseases into that hay. Feral swine like wetlands. They burrow in, make little nests, but in doing so, they root all through the water to eat the roots of those plants. It could really damage our waterways. Water is so prime of a need for livestock operation and wildlife. So without that, where are we? One of the biggest ways that wild pigs are spread is by human transportation. People really look forward to that recreational ability to hunt those pigs, and they're willing to put them in the back of a trailer and illegally transport them through states. I really don't want people to think that the recreation is worth it.
The destruction that they bring decreases the availability of food and habitat for other animals that we have here in Montana. And I would hate to think that we would value pigs over elk or mule deer or antelope. To bring in something that would be invasive like feral swine would actually be the opposite of what we want as outdoorsmen and conservationists in Montana. If we find feral swine in Montana, the idea that we'll just go out and find them and shoot them ourselves seems like the right idea, but the reality is you can have more harm in trying to control that population.
When you're shooting, those pigs scatter. So all I've done is moved those wild pigs onto my neighbor's property.
The nationwide effort, Squeal on Pigs, is really encouraging us not to pursue those animals ourselves, but to document effects that you might see on the landscape, the sites of those animals, and then get that information to those officials as quickly as you can. All of us in Montana are stewards of what we enjoy. We all need to work together to protect what we have and always be alert for these feral swine that can be so destructive to what we really love here.
If we were to get feral swine here, it would hurt all of Montana. I think that we all need to be vigilant, whether it's a rancher or a farmer or a person just out on a drive. It's part of our responsibility of keeping Montana beautiful.